Welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us today. So we'll be beginning the webinar now. And as you all know, this is Cognavi's expert webinar series. So Cognavi is a pioneering AI-driven platform, and we specialize in transforming the hiring process and empowering professionals to thrive in today's competitive landscape. Cognavi's parent company, Forum Engineering, is a Japan Tokyo Stock Exchange listed company and has a rich heritage spanning over 43 years in the HR tech industry. Today, our topic for the webinar is striking the right balance, personal branding versus company culture. In today's dynamic professional landscape, individuals are increasingly recognizing the importance of personal branding, while organizations strive to foster a strong company culture. In this webinar, we will explore the delicate balance between personal branding and company culture, examining how individuals can cultivate their own personal brand identity while aligning those values and ethos with that of their respective organization. Whether you're a seasoned recruiter seeking to attract top talent or a fresh graduate who's trying to navigate through the complexities of the job market, this webinar will give you all the detailed information that you want to know about what personal branding is and how company culture is important. Join us as we dive into the strategies for building a compelling personal brand without compromising with the essence of your organizational culture. Let's meet our speaker for today, Saumya Singh.
Hi everyone, once again, a very good evening.
Saumya is a seasoned software engineer with a diverse background. Having contributed significantly to renowned companies like Action on Google Publisher and Red Hat and more, some of her noteworthy achievements include the development of a Google Action on Java interview quiz, which is approved by Google, and mentoring roles at esteemed institutions like Indian Institute of Technology, Kharagpur, and also with an history of internships, government project contributions, and leadership position, she brings a wealth of experience to the table. Her journey from intern to software engineer at Red Hat showcases her dedication and expertise in her field. Additionally, she is highly regarded as her proficiency for soft skills and personal branding, and she is also a LinkedIn top voice for the same. As evident by her mentorship at Women Who Code and expertise in LinkedIn India Campus Knowledge Program, she is here to leverage her diverse experience and achievements and share her perspectives on how professional growth and personal development can take place by striking the right balance between personal branding and company culture. Over to you, Saumya.
Thank you so much, Veera, for the wonderful introduction. And let's start. So, I would say this is one of my favorite quotes. Your brand is what people say about you when you are not in the room. And that literally is, that literally comes from how you kind of present yourself on the internet, on the social media, right? I'll talk more about it. What this, in bold, we have written your brand. So, what this exactly signify, we'll talk about that. Moving ahead, first let's talk about personal branding for recruiter, which is popularly known as recruiter branding as well. Now, whenever we go and do something, be it, learning a new subject or doing anything in general, we have this thing in mind. What will be the final outcome? What will be the result of doing this thing? Like if I'm learning, let's say, a new programming language, Golang. So there should be a purpose of that purpose of that, right? Using that language, maybe I'll contribute to some project. If let's say you are a recruiter, you are doing some certification, so you should have some purpose, some outcome in the mind that, okay, this is what I'll get after completing. So let's understand what exactly is, this recruiter branding. Personal branding is important. It's important for everyone. Let's break it down for recruiters first, right? So number one, personal brand establishes trust and credibility for recruiters. Whatever you will post, be it simple like a job opening or anything in general, you if people are connected with you, they know that, okay, she or he is posting stuff, they are kind of able to relate to whatever you post, then that will indeed give more value to your post or whatever you are sharing with your audience, right? And then unique perspective, values, and expertise set you apart. Let's say you are expert in XYZ domain and you are talking about that thing. For example, whatever I teach or whatever I talk about, most of the times it's like I already have done that thing, right? Be it leadership internships or any program, any open source program. There were many by Google as well, so I was mentor in those, I was participant in many of them. So I think that's very important. If you already have done that thing and you are posting, you're sharing about that, then people will be kind of able to uh, accept that. They'll be able to follow what you are sharing because it's coming from someone who is experienced, right? And then networking, obviously, if you're networking with people within your industry, if you are in the tech industry, in automobile industry, in whatever industry you are, and you are building your connections, you are expanding your network, they'll help you. Maybe if you want to later switch the organization, or you want to expand, maybe expand your startup, you want to open your own organization, whatsoever your goal is, you want to get a job, internship, anything, networking helps a lot. And in my case as well, networking has helped me a lot. So networking obviously will help you, it will expand reach and strengthen your brand as well. And fourth is positive brand obviously attract lead effortlessly. If you are posting some job opening and let's say you have kind of like 5 to 10 connections just on LinkedIn, right? So obviously the reach of the post will be very less compared to if you have 10,000, 50,000, 1 lakh followers, or 1 lakh, connection limit is there, but follower limit is not there on either of these platforms. So if you have a good audience base, then obviously you can attract more number of leads. Be it for any job opening, you want some applicants, or you want some initial user for your product, any for anything, your personal brand can help a lot, right? And finally, my favorite, consistency and authenticity are crucial for brand effectiveness. If let's say on a random day you are there on LinkedIn, you are posting something or sharing your knowledge or anything for that matter, and then for like 2 3 months you are like nowhere, you are not posting anything, you are inactive, so people won't remember you, right? We as audience, we remember those things or those people who we see often in our feed or who share valuable stuff. Now don't take it in this way that you have to randomly post anything. No, you don't have to do that. Frequency is important, consistency is important, but alongside that you have to make like good stuff there. You, because see, personal branding, the value of your brand will be more only if you are sharing valuable, you are sharing something useful, right? All right, let's move ahead. So now the next thing, it's quite important. How can freshers benefit from personal branding to land their dream job? Now, like I will be sharing some of these stories, some of my stories, how personal branding helped me to land my dream job. Establishing a personal brand during the initial days, during college days, is a must. Like nowadays, so much of competition is there. How will you stand out from other candidates? And personally, like I myself as interviewer, I love to stalk like LinkedIn profile, portfolio websites, GitHub, everything, A to Z, everything. Before interviewing the candidate, I go and check the LinkedIn profile and like literally like in the work experience, how many internship he or she has done, the job recommendations, everything. And if your portfolio, if your profile is good, is very attractive, so obviously that first impression in my mind will be amazing, right? So make sure you create a good personal brand of yours. It exposes individual to the professional world early on and equips them with valuable skills and insights during the duration to secure in employment. Research from the University of Washington indicates it typically takes 3 to 6 months for graduate. And when you talk about compete like job market competition in post graduation, that require candidate to stand out among skilled peers. So like as the levels are increasing, the competition is also increasing a lot, right? And that's when and where your personal brand plays a very significant role in today's like 21st century, where we are in 2024. If you have a good presence on the internet, it will open up doors to a lot of opportunities which you don't even know that they exist. In my case as well, I keep on getting DMs about okay, this opening is there in XYZ company, in a startup, etc. So why it's happening? Because maybe they would be using some filters, automation, etc. That top profiles in these categories, they automatically get those DM, or maybe they like manually might be sending the mail that okay, you are apt for this profile, this tool, and we want you to join our organization. That's why personal branding is important. It won't be like you are going and searching for opportunities here, there, here. The people, the like hiring folks, they'll themselves reach out to you if you have a good presence, right? Cultivating a personal brand ensures readiness, resilience for future challenges. It prevent empower individual to navigate the competitive landscape effectively. So I think we all know about like these pointers. Now I would like to like put light on these things, that how you can benefit, how you can leverage your personal brand via these things that I have done, right? I'll be quickly sharing my stories so that you can like relate to it. And if I have done some mistakes, you avoid those mistakes, and you do it in a better way, right? Before that, I would like to ask Veera if she has something to share.
Okay, so I think our audience have pretty much understood how personal branding is important for both recruiters and in terms of freshers. So when we speak in
Mm,
terms of recruiters, having a personal brand isn't just about getting attention, it's about making their jobs easier by attracting more opportunities. And when they build a brand that is trustworthy, both companies and candidates, they start coming to them with both job offers and their resumes.
right.
This is the power of building connections, and other recruiters can also help each other learn and grow together. So it's very important that a brand is more than just a logo or a tagline. It's a sum total of how others perceive you, just like how Saumya rightly pointed. It's also about trust that you inspire others, the relationships that you nurture, and the impact that you leave on the people who are around you. Now, with this said, I am more excited to hear how Soumya has done this through her journey. Audience, come, let's take a look into Soumya's journey.
Perfect. Perfect, Veera. Thank you for adding your pointers. Love them. All right. So, see, as I told you earlier as well, like if you are active on the internet, be it any social media platform, especially like in my case, to be honest, I have used Twitter, LinkedIn heavily for attracting opportunities, and Instagram is also pretty good if you are following like right kind of people. Let's say if I'm in tech industry or so, then I should be following that sort of people, right? It said no, like surround yourself with those kind of people like whom you want to become. And obviously the kind of content you consume, the kind of people you watch, you become sort of that, right? You become what you see, what you listen, and what you read. So yes, if you're active on either of these platforms, it will help you a lot. Benefits, obviously career and job, you will get a lot of a plenty of benefit if you are active on any of these platforms, especially Twitter and LinkedIn. For jobs on Twitter also, like many of those hirings are always going on, just you have to put right hashtags, right? Many of these startups hire from there as well. If you have to, let's say, promote your own startup, your own business, and you have a good audience, you can do that as well, right? And then you can help other brands grow as well, and in exchange of that you can charge, right? Then there are clients as well. Like if you have a good presence on the internet, you can directly get clients from there. You won't need to go on those freelancing platforms and do bidding, right? For example, when I was in university, I used to do mobile application development a lot. And to be honest, I used to get most of my clients from LinkedIn and Twitter itself. Why? Because I used to share that, okay, these are the applications I developed, these are the projects I created. So, whatever you are doing, if it's as simple as learning a new thing, if it's as simple as doing a new certification, share about it, right? People will get to know about that, okay, XYZ person is doing this. If he or she will feel that, okay, you are right fit, you have that knowledge, you are a good fit for the team, for the organization, they'll themselves reach out to you that, hey, like I saw your post, that it was too good, I liked your project, we want you to join our team, can we schedule the interview, like that, right? So this is how it is. And according to this survey as well, career builder study, 60% of employers use social networking sites to research the job candidates, right? So it's now kind of explanatory why you should have a good presence on the internet, right? Now, why authenticity matters. So, build trust and credibility. That's very important. Being authentic helps establish trust with your audience. People are more likely to believe and support someone perceive they perceive as genuine. It's obvious, it's human nature. If I feel that, okay, let's say if I kind of see Vida's post, right? If I feel that whatever she is sharing is very genuine, very original, I'm tend to follow her, right? If I'll be able to relate to her, I'll follow her. So differentiate you from others. Authenticity sets you apart from other like competitors as well by showcasing your unique qualities and values. It helps you stand out in a crowded marketplace, right? Attracts like-minded people as well. Authenticity attracts individuals who resonate with your values, your beliefs, and this foster connections and builds a supportive network of like-minded individual. For example, like I now have a very good network of people of similar domain. I'm into like a mix of three industries, I would say. Education sector, because I'm educator as well, the tech sector because software engineer, and a bit of content industry as well, because I create content, etc. So I think I have good connections from all these three industries. People who are doing good in all of these, I know them, and whenever there is something I can help them, I always love to. And if I have something I need help from them, they are there. That's the beauty of networking, right? So yes, these are the kind of examples you can consider these. If let's say you're confused what to post on the internet, as I said, you can take some sort of challenge as well. For example, if you are doing some recruitment related certification, so you can share about those. If you have taken some challenge like 30 days of app dev or web dev, anything, you can share your updates about that. So I used to post, like for example, when there was COVID, so I developed this cam scanner alternative. I posted that. It was covered by a lot of newspapers, etc. as well. I share like whatever knowledge I have. If I got some certification or anything in general, I kind of share that. Now here is this example of authenticity and trust. Like if you want to build a good connection with your audience, it's important that you initially provide a lot of services free of cost. For example, I provided this mini application development course to my audience. Many students learned out of this. This was like 30 days challenge. Every day I was teaching how to make a new app using a new concept, right? So they learned, they got internships, they are thankful that okay, they kind of opted for this free course. Now they know that okay, this person is genuine. She teaches well. So whenever in future, let's say if I'll plan to maybe launch some startup or anything in general, I'll have people who can share feedback that okay, who can vouch for the skills that I possess. So that's important to build a good connection with your audience. Provide some like good quality and free services. And according to
Correct.
recent, yeah,
Ramya,
yes, Veer.
so my only question is before we move on to the next topic, now
Yes,
that we
yes,
understood that personal branding is equally important, now
yeah,
we have a shift towards positive company culture or organizational culture, right?
huh.
So, as you have already written it in this slide, which says 71% of recruiters believe that positive organizational culture is crucial, what would be your experience or what is your thought on why this is important?
Right, right. So, positive organizational culture, in my opinion, it's really very important. Sharing like my experience, why I am here in my current organization,
Mm-hmm.
a major factor is the positive culture. The like we vouch for open source culture, right? And the environment is quite good. I think that's very important for an individual's growth. Whether you are a software engineer, you are a recruiter, anyone in general, it's very significant. People will not leave your organization if they feel that the organization care for them, right? It's very kind of generic, very important mindset that's in our mind, right? Why is a good company culture very important? According to Forbes, 56% of adults prioritize company culture over salary for job satisfaction. And a positive company culture obviously fosters a sense of belonging and satisfaction among employees. When employees feel valued and supported, they are more motivated to perform at their best. For example, if I if you, let's say you are manager recruiter and under you there are people, if you'll appreciate them that okay, you did well today, like this was amazing, the project that you completed, it was quite good, obviously the person will feel very motivated and will try to give better, will try to perform better in the next cycle, in the next quarter, whatever it is, right? A strong company culture attracts top talent as well and encourages them to stay for longer term. An open and collaborative culture encourages creativity and sharing of ideas as well. Employees are more likely to stay with a company that values their well being and provides opportunities of growth as well. So, kind of it summarizes why a good company culture is important. And what role does company culture play in attracting top talent? So, here are the top three strategies for attracting the best talent. Number one, the hiring process should be very transparent. Number two, obviously, compensation should be as per the industry standards, like actually industry standards. And number three, establishing and promoting a healthy work culture. These are like top most important things for attracting good talents. And in today's competitive landscape, attracting and retaining top talent is crucial obviously for business success. Otherwise there are a lot of like obviously budget allocations are there, so many things are there. When people will be leaving the organization in like short period of time, it will be a sort of loss for the organization, right? Identify and prioritize the top performers who deliver the majority of value to your organization. You can craft a compelling employee value proposition, which is EVP, to attract the top talents, right? Streamline your hiring process to be like transparent, as I said, efficient, and should be candidate friendly. It's important that even if, let's say, the candidate did not perform well, you should communicate that to the candidate that, okay, these are the feedback shared by your interviewer. Foster a positive work culture that promote collaboration, innovation, and employee well-being as well. Now, recruiters, we know that face a lot of challenge, including attracting top talents, speeding up the hiring process, and in minimizing the attrition rate as well, right? Now, to overcome all of this, I would like to tell you about Cognavi. Like this entire webinar is organized, is taken care by them. So let's take a look at this, how Cognavi solves the problem of recruiters, and not only recruiters, on top of that it provides a lot of value, a lot of feature for candidates as well, like related to resumes, etc. So it helps in reduction in time to hire and attrition rate, enhanced candidate experience with streamlined hiring, improved recruitment efficiency with AI driven solutions, and it has data driven decision making with AI based interviews and optimized candidate research as well. So there are a lot of plenty of features, and I would like you to go and explore these feature. It's quite interesting. When I saw it for the first time, I was like, wow, it's very interesting. Like one of the best uses of artificial intelligence.
So, to all our audience and recruiters who are joining us for this webinar today, thank you so much. And we have a special feature that we would like to show to you. This is Cognavi's talent search ecosystem, our talent GPT. So, every time there is a challenge or a question when it comes to attracting the top talent, not just candidates with high profile, but hiring the right candidates who suit your job as well as adjust and accommodate to your company culture. Adjust to your company culture. So here, this is how our system works. So basically, you enter the search in the query using your natural English language, else you can go ahead and upload the job description that you have for the job. When you do this, the system, yeah, just like how it is shown here, the system will read the job description and you can click the button which says save and set those filters. And once that is done, it will be able to identify all the filters that is required to filter the right candidates and suitable candidates for the job description and the requirement that you have. And based on the requirements that you have, Cognitive AI generated platform will get your request processed and find the ideal candidates that will suit your job requirements. And this helps you address two major problems. One, because the hiring process is usually lengthy, this system will help you reduce the hiring time. In terms, you will be able to find the candidates in much easier and faster pace. Second, it will be able to identify the right candidates, thereby eliminating something called skill mismatch. Thank you, Saumya. Now that we have understood why personal branding is important and how company culture plays an important role in both attracting and retaining those candidates, and how personal branding would help freshers land their dream job, all this comes together at an intersect called interviews, because that's the proving point. Now, let's talk about that.
So, these are some of the most essential tips for preparing for interviews. Number one, research the company. Don't do the mistake of going and giving the interview before knowing the organization, what they value more. If, let's say, you are going in a like product based company which values open source culture a lot, make sure you know basics of it. What is open source? What is GitHub, etc. That was just an example, right? Understand its mission, value, and culture, everything. Know the job description. Familiarize yourself with the role and its requirement, what they're expecting from you in the JD. Make sure those expectations are there. You kind of know those things, or you have projects related to that. Do a proper, like, good study of that, right? I would say sometimes candidates feel that interviewers or recruiters, they don't want to hire. Actually, we want to hire. Like, we are desperate to hire candidates, good candidates. It's just that sometimes you have to cooperate. You have, sometimes, people get nervous, and in that nervousness things are messed up. But to be honest, if you want to know the perspective of recruiters, the hiring people, the interviewers, we are like, okay, I literally want this candidate to join us. Like, I can't be like taking interviews on and on and on for just a single job role, right? So we always are eager for candidates to join early, a good candidate, obviously. So practice common interview question. Be ready to discuss your experiences, your skills. Go through your resume very well. Sometimes I've seen candidates messing up, like giving answers when asked from their own resume. So make sure you are not doing that mistake, right? Dress appropriately, that's very important. That's kind of leaves a good impression. Like, choose professional attire that aligns with the company culture as well. Bring relevant documents. Like, if you are going for offline interviews, it is important that you are carrying your significant document, whatever is relevant to your JD. That completely depends, right, on your job description. And now, red flags identified by interviewers. by the recruiters.
This actually summarizes the fact that why someone has to be completely prepared for an interview, be it
Yeah.
online or be
Yes.
it offline. As some of your slides rightly mention, that it's the first 90 seconds that it takes for people to create that first impression. Although first
Right.
impressions sometimes last longer than what we expect, that is something we
Yeah.
should always focus on. And one such interesting quote that we studied in the slides was, on an average, 18 candidates apply for a single job, out of whom only 20% are interviewed. And if someone is
Right.
getting that opportunity, I see the reasons that you point out, rightly saying why they should prepare.
Right. Right. Perfectly said, Veera. Now, moving ahead, red flags identified by interviewers or recruiters: lack of clarity. 47% of candidates are rejected for unclear understanding of the job role and company. Some, maybe it's because they keep on applying, and sometimes they are like, boom, like I don't match the JD, but yes, I'm going to apply. Might be because of that. Resume and communication errors, multiple mistakes. I have personally seen in resumes or even emails as well, that candidates send for referral, and it literally suggests that there is lack of attention to detail. Then there unprofessional body language. Recruiters or as interviewers, we observe smiles, posture for professionalism, everything. Self-centeredness. Candidates who predominantly keep talking about their, like achievement, boasting about it. I would say, like, if you have achieved it, if that's like fact, that's truth, that's not boasting. But sometimes, a very, like, out of 20 candidates I interview, one, like out of 21 candidate is always like that, who keeps on like saying on and on about, like, I did this, I did that, but when asked about like similar topic, they kind of go blank, right? So make sure, if that's fact, if you have literally achieved that thing, then talk about it, present it very happily, like proudly, and because obviously you have earned that thing, right? And then inability to provide example. Candidates sometimes, they are unable to cite a specific work example, and that might showcase that there is lack of knowledge. And unreliability, continuously rescheduling or maybe missed interviews may also indicate that you are not very serious about the job role. It happens a lot actually for the interns hiring. When we take interviews for interns, etc., it happens a lot. So make sure you take care of these. And moving ahead, this is a tip that I would like to give to you. If you are, let's say, in your university, or if you are doing preparation, etc., instead of doing multiple courses, I have seen, nowadays students, they take multiple courses, like tens of courses on Udemy, then 5 courses on Coursera, a lot of like courses from YouTube playlist, etc., but they lack knowledge. No, like zero project, not a single well created project which is used by the society, no such thing. Make sure you do internship, you have practical experience written in your resume. It can be related to open source, it can be related to any hackathon project which people are using. For example, the projects which I created in SIH, Smart India Hackathon, which is India's biggest one. So they are using it in the ESIC hospital, which is government hospital. All the, or the, state level ones are also there. The projects, if you are creating some project and people are using that, that will leave a very good impact, right? So make sure you add those kind of things in your resume. And yes, I would love to know your questions on all these topics, be it related to personal branding, interview tips, company culture. If you have any doubts, any questions, feel free to drop them down right in the that chat section. And yes, I'll be happy to take them up. And by the way, like, obviously I believe in this quote a lot: you are the master of your destiny and captain of your soul. Whatever you believe in, if you want that, okay, you should have a good presence, you should have a good personal brand, you can, indeed, you can definitely get that. If you want to get a good job, you can do that, right? Obviously we all have faced failures, but if you put in effort, you can definitely achieve your goal, right? So when I started my journey, I was also not like I'll get like 1 lakh followers or something like that, being a cool like bookworm or techie, right? But I did it. So if I can do, you can also do it.
So I once again thank you all the audience for joining us for this wonderful session. Thank you, Soumya, for all the valuable inputs that you shared with us today. As I mentioned, Cognivi has amazing features to help recruiters. And the fun fact is recruiters can actually hire people within 7 to 14 days because our system is backed by AI. So do go ahead, schedule a demo, try out our features and see how it works.
Cognavi, pioneering possibilities.